Eating healthy and eating for weight loss is not expensive. Hey, everybody, I thought I would chat with you guys and gals a little bit about this today because this is one of those things I see all the time. It's an excuse many people use, and the problem with it is that it is either a cop out or it is also based on ignorance. When people say, "Oh, eating healthy is expensive," and I think a lot of it is multifold. Number one, people don't actually seem to really know what eating healthy means. There's so much misinformation. There's so much marketing, and then the fact that people aren't thinking about the fact that cooking is really the solution. And if you're on a tight budget, you need to be cooking your own food anyways. I mean, let's first of all be realistic about that. If you don't have lots of money, you probably can't afford to pay other people to cook your food. And quite frankly, even treat and junk food bought at the store is expensive. It is way more expensive than just buying Whole Foods. Okay, a bag of rice and some bananas costs way less than a bag of chips. Okay, sorry, that is just a simple reality. So when we look at it from that perspective, it makes more sense. But let's understand what the problem is with this. You have marketing, you have nonsense, you have two things. You have what I call fitness TM, right? And then you have what I call bougie fitness. Okay, fitness TM means again we're trademarking this whole idea, right? We're gonna sell you healthy foods that we have made. Do you guys see the problem with that? Granted, short of stuff like protein powders, that's part of the issue. But the idea that you need a bunch of expensive supplements to be healthy or to be jacked, as if supplements actually work. Keeping in mind, I've dedicated a great deal of my life and outreach over the past 12 to 13 years at this point to pointing out that most supplements are a ripoff and don't even work. Okay, they're a complete ripoff. So set that part aside, except for a few basic things like maybe a cheap multivitamin or some creatine or a decent whey protein powder. For the most part, supplements are a ripoff. So if that's what your hangup is, and just don't buy supplements, they're not necessary to be healthy even. Okay, they really aren't. And again, people have these ideas, but I've heard my grandparents used to say we need all these vitamins because of the soil depletion. That's a myth created by the vitamin industry like 80 years ago. Okay, that's just clever marketing. All right. Now that aside, you have all of this marketing. We're going to sell you these uh, whatever, this magical little formula, these all organic acai berries, because if you want to be healthy, you need humanely sourced acai berries from South America. Yeah, or you could just get some cheap 50 cent a pound bananas. You could do that too. Right. And that's what I mean by eating healthy is inexpensive. Look, if you have options like, look, you need to add some fruit to your diet. You're on a budget. Get the fruit that's on sale. You don't necessarily need organic raspberries. Just get some bananas then. Right? If your budget's tight and you want to eat some healthy fruit, bananas. Done. Keeping in mind, if we go off all the data we have, what is a healthy diet? Starch based. This is what the overwhelming majority of the evidence shows. Okay, setting aside fad diets and fitness TM, or we've got to follow this keto carnivore, whatever, paleo, raw, organic, vegan, whatever. That's all nonsense. Okay, when I say cheap foods are healthy, and we'll get over into bougie fitness in a minute. Um, cheap foods can be perfectly healthy. Okay, especially compared to the standard American diet. All right, let's think of some really cheap foods that could equal a balanced diet. So, what are we looking for? High clean carb, moderately high protein. Notice again, we're talking about healthy, not bodybuilding. Okay, low fat, plenty of fiber. Okay, what are we trying to avoid to be healthy? Highly refined foods, saturated fat, refined sugars. Okay, all right. What's cheap? How about beans and rice? Well, I don't know how to make beans and rice taste good. Well, maybe you should, I don't know, visit Mexico. They know how to make beans and rice taste really good. Problem solved. Again, to learning how to cook. So beans, rice, oats, bananas. All right, those are all primary calorie sources that are extremely, extremely inexpensive. And with a little bit of work, you can make them taste decent. And if the only way you can make oats taste decent is to dump table sugar and butter on them, you just don't know how to cook. Okay? Plenty of flavorings you could add. In fact, you can add a little protein powder, right? Whey protein could be pretty cheap. So again, protein sources, eggs, or you can even do egg whites, like if you don't want the fat. But chicken breast, extremely cheap. And again, if you're not trying to get 200 or 300 grams of protein a day, like you might be doing if you're bodybuilding, you don't need a lot of meat. Even a pound of chicken breast, again, I'm going to go with US prices. Sorry, guys, most of my audience is American. So, pound of chicken breast can be gotten for less than $3 almost anywhere. Almost anywhere. Pound of chicken is more than most people's protein needs for a whole day. Right? In fact, a pound of chicken breast plus your grains and stuff for many people is sufficient for entry-level bodybuilding. All right, fat-free dairy. Skim milk, super cheap. Super cheap. If you can't handle it, you can get lactose-free versions still at reasonable cost. Greek yogurt. Okay, Greek yogurt, absolutely great protein source. See where we're going with this? Let's go back over what else can we have. Potatoes. Potatoes are super cheap, super nutritious. That could be a staple calorie. Beans, rice, potatoes, chicken breast. Right? Literally, those 4 foods, you've got a fairly balanced diet. You might come a little short on calcium. Throw in a glass of skim milk every day. Done. All right, these foods are inexpensive. They will get you lean. This is honestly, that sort of food I just listed is actually how a lot of bodybuilders eat, getting shredded down to nearly zero visible body fat when they compete. Perfectly healthy. And quit buying into the whole bougie fitness thing. The bougie fit, you've got to have all this organic, pesticide-free, non-GMO. You guys do realize that's all nonsense. That's not actually based on the real research. That is make-believe, silly people and following what I call bougie fitness, meaning fitness ideas for really wealthy people who have more money than sense, or who are maybe willing to spend an extra $20,000 a year just to possibly get half a percentile healthier food. That's it. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.